Welcome to Stirring Up Talk with Gecko Hospitality, the podcast where hospitality experts meets real-world success.
All right. Hi, Don. How are you?
Good, Morgan. How are you?
Great. I really wanted to say thank you for taking the time to coming on Stirring Up Talk. And I'm here to just ask a little bit of questions just to get to know you better.
That sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Me too. All right. Let's get started. All right. My first burning question today. What are some of the key challenges and achievements during your 17 plus years at Panera Bread, particularly as a regional vice president of operations?
Oh, wow. Great question to start off right off the bat.
I know.
Well, I tell you, early on at Panera, we were in high growth mode. We went from 500 locations when I started to over 1,300 locations over that 17 years. And really, in the last 8 years, it was really about staying relevant and with the changing demands of our customers and really trying to meet the customers at where they're going. So whether it was a curated menu because the different menu, different fads or eating styles or lifestyles come into play, whether it's Atkins or keto or gluten-free or celiac or whichever one you can choose. We tried to meet them where we were going. Then also the way people lived and dined, when I first started there, we had, I would say probably 65 to 70% of our business was dine in. And then when I left there, we had gone through the iteration of introducing drive-through and carry out and delivery. And we've got to the point where about 35% of the sales were actually dine in. So it's a huge shift and really trying to meet people, where they were at.
Oh, that's amazing. And I have a follow-up question to that.
Okay.
Looking back, is there anything you would have approached differently during the high growth phase or the later years of adapting customer needs?
Yeah, I think we got way too far on one side of the pendulum about trying to really go after the latest trends or where the customers were going and didn't really shift back quick enough. And then therefore, some of the ingredient changes that we had at Panera really spiked our cost up. And we really kind of got out of balance with with the price that we were charging our consumers with what we were trying to do instead of trying to really understand who our customer was and what they were looking for at the end game. So that's probably something we should probably have looked at a little bit more carefully and have had to do over again. I wouldn't have got out over our skis so far on pricing that really kind of priced us out of the game with some of our clients and customers.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And my other question is, how did you experience at FedEx office and Ryan's Family Steakhouse shape your leadership style and operational strategies?
Wow. Okay. Ryan's was right out of college. That seems like a lifetime ago. But my early lessons there, my first job out of college was really around hard work. And one of the guys that gave me some good advice early on, he said, always try to do the job of the person ahead of you and make their job easier, and you'll go a lot further. And that I really took that into account and really tried to make the job of my boss or the person ahead of me a lot easier so they would have nothing but great things to say about me and my hard work, and really trying to make their job easier because I was carrying some of their load at the same time. And then, after 13 years with Ryan's, moved up to regional director, then actually changed industries into the retail world from outside of the restaurant world, and really kind of opened my eyes that there were other management styles out there and other ways to get the job done. But at the end of the day, it's all about leading people, inspiring people to get the job done. So that's kind of probably what I took away from both of those. And then that change in industry really taught me a lot that there's more than one management style out there.
That's actually some really great advice. I probably am going to take some of that myself. That's great. I resonate with that.
But at the end of the day, it's all about people, leading people, inspiring people, putting the right person in the right position, and getting out of the way and let them do their job.
You know what? I 100% agree. I get told that by my parents every day.
Yeah, my dad said always picture yourself as the head coach and let the assistants do the job. He was a big inspiration of mine, a coach of mine my entire life, and he said just let the assistants do the job and you just lead them. I'm like, that sounds great.
With over 30 years of leadership experience, what do you believe are the most critical qualities for building high-performance teams?
Wow, I didn't learn this until probably midway through my career at Panera. I always thought I had to be the smartest person in the room, but
Mhm.
then, it came time to hire a director at Panera. Um, I found out that it's okay to surround myself with people that know more than I do, which um, really allows me to stretch my leadership style and stretch my knowledge base by bringing on people that knew more than I did and letting them do the job. I thought that was just a big turning point for a lot of learnings that I had. And then um, all of our success is really built on the foundation of people we have on our team, not me. It's about the people, putting them in the right position and letting them go and letting them do what they need to do. I mean, we hired them to do something for a reason, so let them do it and just help guide them. And an old peer of mine once said, "Let's just keep them out of the ditches, keep them down the
Yeah,
middle of the road, and keep them out of the ditches and let them go."
that's a great answer to that question.
Thanks.
All right. How has your leadership philosophy of putting others first influenced your career progression and team dynamic?
Well, the others first. So, I really try to be a servant leader, and when I think
Hmm.
about my team now, I really try to break down those barriers for them to allow them to do the job. I want to take all the distractions away from them, all the barriers away from them in order for them to achieve what their goals are. And so even back in the restaurant industry, my job was eliminate the barriers so that people that, were hand in hand in hand with the client, with the customers or the employees or stuff, to really allow them to do their job. So that's kind of, my job is to serve them so they can be better at doing their job.
No, 100% agree. And
Thanks.
let's talk about your current role at Gecko Hospitality.
Okay.
What inspired you to transition to Gecko Hospitality, and how has your experience in the restaurant and hospitality industry contribute to your success as a franchise partner?
Wow, what inspired me to transition to Gecko? Well, I had some great friends of mine, Maury and Rhonda Jingle, that had been franchise partners for 19 or 20 years with Gecko Hospitality, and spoke to them, and it seemed like a natural fit after I transitioned away from Panera. And, really, after talking to them and talking to a few others, it really lined up with my why of why I why I work. My why is to make a difference in the people's lives by allowing them to discover their possibilities of a fulfilled life each time I come in contact with them through living a life of authenticity. And so I really want them to be the people that I work with or come in contact
Hmm.
with to really experience the most that they can at whatever they're doing, whether a restaurant manager, get them to experience the growth and the success that they have, or whether you're one of my recruiters. John's been with me for quite a long time, and he's one of the top recruiters out there in the restaurant industry. And really understanding what he wanted to accomplish and me helping him get there so he can live that fulfilled life of being a recruiter and making income that he never thought he could make, and changing people's lives like he never thought he could, and having that flexibility to do so from his home or from his vacation or wherever he's at. That's pretty powerful to connect people with what they really want to do.
That's inspiring.
Yeah,
And
John is really inspiring. He inspires our entire team. And I could tell same stories about Danielle or Charlie as well. Danielle's got the reason why she does things, and I want to make sure that I help her achieve those things so she can live the lifestyle like she does. And Charlie's got other motivations and other things, and I try to do things differently for him to help him achieve really where he wants to go. So
yeah. And so I have a follow-up question. How has your background in the restaurant and hospitality industry uniquely positioned you to success as a franchise partner?
well, great question again. I would say that utilizing the operational experience that I have. A
Hmm.
lot of times we deal with smaller restaurant organizations that didn't have the tools or processes or systems in place like we had at Panera Bread or FedEx office or Ryan Steakhouse. And some of these smaller organizations that may have 2, 3, 10, 12 locations, being able to share some of my expertise with them and share some of my experience of some of the challenges that they're going through. I think that really helps me be looked at more as a partner instead of someone that's just trying to recruit people for them. Because whenever they succeed, we all succeed, whether it's trying to do something to have a better food cost system or a labor model or a forecasting model, or how do you prepare for dips in season and peaks in season, and how do you do some of those things that we were challenged with at Panera. So, right. Love just sharing my stories of how we did it, because it's, what worked 20 years ago definitely isn't going to work today, but it's when two heads get together and we talk about it and think about it, then obviously we can come up with a better solution.
Yeah, exactly. Problem solved. All right. And how do you approach matching talented individuals with fulfilling careers in the hospitality and restaurant sectors?
I would say it's really about having my team build relationships with their candidates and understand where the candidates want to be in the future. When we deliver that, or when we help a candidate get somewhere where they didn't think they could go, that's rewarding. That's fantastic. And so then, the matching that dream of the candidate with the culture and the skills of the compensation of the new client they're going to work with, that's very rewarding for everybody. It's rewarding for us and rewarding for the candidate and the client. And the same thing when a client reaches out to us, or they tell us what they're looking for, and we talk to them about their culture and background and experience that they're needing, and being able to deliver a candidate that exceeds their expectations just because of the relationships we have with our candidates, and that client just loves it. It just kind of seals the deal that, hey, I'm doing what we're supposed to be doing. So I guess that's how I'd sum it up.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Thanks.
And then let's talk about the industry inside. What trends do you foresee impacting the restaurant and hospitality industries in the regions you oversee, such as Arizona, Utah, and Texas?
Well, I would say in all three of those, there's some similarity. Really, in all of it, it's about the technology advancement. Managers today have to be flexible and adaptable and capable to work hand in hand with the ever-changing technology hitting the restaurant and the hospitality industry. There's so many different digital things out there, whether it's an iPad ordering system or cloud-based POS system or whatever it is, inventory systems, labor systems, all that stuff is changing so quickly now that just coming in and running a restaurant, there's a lot more to it. And so we really got to help find the right people that are able to adapt and keep up with that ever-changing technology. And specifically in Arizona, they're really experiencing a significant growth in population coming from the West Coast, and restaurants that can adapt to those different consumer preferences that are coming over and be able to meet those consumers with what they need, whether it's another curated menu or eating lifestyle or whatever. And then with the ever-changing economic conditions as well, that's really going to help those succeed there in Arizona. I'd really say DFW is they're really experiencing some similar growth too, like Arizona is. I think the last I checked, they were growing by something about 900 people per day in DFW. Wow. And so they really can. So now what we're seeing is DFW is seeing a real boost in the upscale dining and experiential restaurants. And so, the upscale restaurant and bars, or fine dining locations that are offering that unique experience. So when people come in, they want to not only have the food experience, but they also have the experiential piece of, okay, this was not only dinner over 45 minutes or an hour, this was an experience we had for 2 or 3 hours. But don't get me wrong, barbecue and Tex-Mex is always going to be king in Texas. And then Utah has experienced some growth in population as well, from the West Coast, and driving an increased need in restaurants. But really, there's really about staying relevant with sustainability and that technology we talked about earlier. That's really what's going to separate those in Utah from their competitors.
I honestly didn't think about it like that. That was an amazing answer.
Yeah, well, technology is, we see it in our job today. Technology changes every single week. And
It really does.
the old school restaurant manager that could just come in and run it like they have for years and years, it's changing because it's overwhelming with all the changes that's taken place over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years.
And I got another question for you.
All
Are you
right.
ready? How do you leverage your existence operational experience to address the unique challenges of these industries?
Yeah, I think I probably hit on this a little bit earlier, but I
Yeah.
love to talk to operators and executives about the challenges they're facing, and then just share my experiences of in my past, and to really kind of help them make good decisions, whether it's giving them leads of who to talk to help them with this, finding people that could come in and be project managers or different type of operations support that could help them, or just offering whatever type of experience I have, because it's all about the people that you put in place, but it's also about why do you want to reinvent the wheel when somebody else has already had to invent that and go down that path? So
I love the word that you said, why reinvent the wheel?
yeah, I mean,
I love that.
I've experienced a lot of those challenges in the past, and just learn from that experience that's helped me get through several of my challenges, or the companies we were with our challenges.
Great. And are you ready for personal and professional balance?
As long as it's not too personal.
I promise. I promise.
Okay.
All right. How do your personal interests such as golf, the beach, and now your 6-month-old twin granddaughters contribute to your work-life balance and leadership approach?
Okay. Well, I love all three. Before it was golf was first and the beach was second, but now I've got two brand new 6-month-old twin granddaughters that
Oh
are
my goodness.
definitely like way up here. So they take precedence over everything. But I'm
Yes.
fortunate to have a great team in place that we all pull our weight. And I've got a very supportive wife that partners with me in Gecko and takes a lot of the burden and admin stuff off my plate, which is fantastic. But it's really about having the team that I have, that giving them clear direction and giving them the authority to just go and do it and do your job and make decisions and not wait on me to say yes or no. Just go and make a mistake if you have to, and we learn from it. And that helps me because sometimes I'm traveling to be with my twin granddaughters, or sometimes I'm going to go play golf at the club, or whatever the case may be. But they're empowered to make those decisions because I trust them, because we talk multiple times a week and we're all on the same page. So I've got a great team, whether it's John, Danielle, Charlie, or Donna, or Maury and Rhonda, or Chris and Brandon, and then my wife Jana. Is just an amazing team. We're all in it for the same reason, and I think we all have the same goal in mind. So that helps out a lot.
It really is about having the right team. That's the way to success.
You could sum it all up in that right there. Have the right team. Put the right person in the right position.
Yes, exactly. And my last question.
Okay.
Do you find that your hobbies help you connect with colleagues or clients on a more personal level?
Yeah. Most recently, I was elected to the board of directors of our country club, and being able to see I never worked in the club industry, but being on the board, I've got a behind the scenes look of how a lot of the financials look and how the club operates, and understanding the board of directors roles and the different managerial roles. So I think that's really helped me understand the hospitality industry a lot better. So, and then now, obviously, when we travel to the beach, or we travel to play golf, or see my twin granddaughters, that we're staying in hotels or resorts or whatever, and just talking to the leadership there, and just getting to know them and talk to them on a different level of how they're solving problems, and just being inquisitive and listening to them. I think all that kind of helps in the long run.
I'm not letting you go just yet.
Okay.
I have 5 questions for you, and you just have to just say your answer. Don't even think about it.
All right.
All right. If your Saturday night shift had a theme song, what would it be?
I guess that depends on how my golf game went Saturday morning, or if the LSU Tigers are playing Saturday night. But I probably have to say, "This Is How We Roll," Florida Georgia Line.
I could go with that.
All right.
All right. Do you like sweet or salty snacks more?
Salty.
100% agree. If you had to
Salty
pick one...
and spicy.
Yes, I agree. We're on the same
All right.
page. If you had to pick one as a pet, would you choose a dog or a cat?
1,000% a dog.
Thank you.
They are they truly are man's best friend. No matter what's going on in your life, they bring a smile to your face. Love them.
They're the best.
They are.
What's your favorite color?
I'd have to say, as little it was green, but I think now it's purple. Love purple. My wife said it looks good on me, so I love it. Purple's colored my favorite sports team, royalty, all that stuff.
And do you love Gecko hospitality?
Of course I do. I love it. It's given me the freedom to do things that I never thought I could do. So living out my why.
Well, I wanted to say thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate your time
Oh,
talking
this
to
has been
me.
fantastic. Yeah, time's slow. Gosh, it's been